Okay, we hope that this new section will be better than the last one. We hope so, that it's going to be better than the last one. This is GST102, like I mentioned earlier, a continuation of GST101, which is use of English and communication skill part one. The part two is now GST102, which is use of English, the use of English part two, use of English and communication skills part two, which is focused on writing skills and, of course, public speaking. So, writing and speaking is the focus of GST 102. The focus of GST 101 was listening and reading. Now, you want to learn how to write and how to speak. Now, this material is a bulky one, about 254 pages, and a lot of units divided into modules. So we have the like of module one, we have module one, we have module one that's okay. What is this person saying? Okay, okay. So you guys are welcome. You're welcome back. So we have so many things to talk about in this material. We have module one, we'll be talking about writing paragraphs, the topic sentence, and coherence. In unit two, we'll talk about development of paragraphs using illustration and description. In unit three, we'll talk about development of paragraphs using cause and effect and definitions. In unit four, we'll be talking about formal letters, the stylistic forms, and the essential parts that forms forms. And we'll talk about formal letters in form of complaint and request. When you purchase something from a company and they deliver what I ordered versus what I got or what was delivered, and you need to really show that you are very angry, unsatisfied. How do you write that kind of letter? Do you just write and start insulting them? Do you just write and start raining curses on them? That kind of letter, or is it formal or informal? You will learn it in GST 102. That will move us to module 2. In module 2, we'll talk about formal letters, letters about jobs. Initially, before you enter like for those of you that are just freshers from secondary school, the only idea you had about formal letters in secondary school was that formal letters are mainly for writing applications for job. But in this course, you will see that we have several types of formal letters. Application letter is only one of it, not all of it. So uh, we have what we call letters for ordering goods. Letter for ordering goods is part of it. That is sorry, it's a form of formal letter. Letter you write to government and organizations. They are all formal letters. Then we'll talk about writing reports. Part one, how to report an event. This is especially important for those of you that are into mass communication. So you learn how to report an event. Something happens and you need to write about it. How will you cover it? You will learn it in this course. Then writing report part two, reporting experiment. We want to talk about writing summaries part one, that is techniques of summarizing, and then writing summaries part two, more on techniques of summarizing. After this course, it is expected that most of you will start producing your own summary for your courses. I started my summary business as far back as what year was that? But I started that summary after I finished GST 102 course. It opened my eyes to see how to summarize materials. That was how I came up with my own style of summarizing, of summary. And you guys started buying it. You started buying my summary. I'm making money. So you will learn how to summarize effectively from this course. But I want you guys to have this reorientation. Don't always want to go through course material because you want to pass exam. It's not good. It's just like you're wasting your money in school. Have that mindset. What is this material all about? I want to know, not just for exam sake, but I want to apply it to my life, to my daily living. Let people see that I'm educated. After I've been through just 102, and my organization asked me to help them write a letter of complaint to another organization where we purchase raw material from, I will be able to write it effectively, professionally, not just me writing and they will wonder who wrote this letter. So learn, open your mind. We are going to do a lot of practicals. We are not jumping any part of this material. That's another thing I want you to know. We will not jump any part of it, any story, any example that is they used in this material. We will make sure we exhaust all of them. That is why we started reading very early. So, guys, enough of let me just pass exam. Let's shift to I want to be a good product of GST 102. I want to be a good product of Math 105. I want to be a good product of MAC, that's Mac Communication 116. Let's have that mindset. I just need to chip in that. So we also talk about techniques of summarizing in Unit 4. In Unit 5 of Module 2, we'll talk about writing summaries part 2, which is more on techniques of summarizing. So we'll move to Module 3 after that, where we'll talk about letters and sounds in English. I am likely going to host this letter and sounds in English on Zoom when we get there. And we'll invite Mr. Isaac. We'll probably invite him with money then. I will make sure we pay him something then. But we invite him to teach us letters and sounds in English. So you guys should be ready for that module. In fact, I think we should give him the whole of module 3 to teach us. But I can take it from interviews, seminar, public speech making, but he will help us with letters and sounds in English. Unit 1 and 2, we give him time to teach us effectively. So that is what we, after that, we'll now move to seminar presentation. That is where we'll go to the other side of this material, which is speaking. Don't forget, always bear in mind as we go through GST 102, the two main objectives of GST 102 that it wants to achieve in your life is how to speak effectively, how to be a public speaker, how to speak efficiently in the public, and how to write. So after going through this course, you should be a producer, a writer. You should be able to write a whole book from beginning to the end, and the logic will flow well. People will buy it, they will read that book, they will feel like, wow, this is well written. So that is one part of what it wants to achieve in you. The second part is that it wants to achieve good speaking, public speaking in you. So that is why Module 3 will start from Unit 4 with seminar presentation, then public speech making. What we are doing right now is we are scanning the material. We are trying to scan the material, or you may use the word skim. You know the meaning of skimming and scanning already from GST 101. So in Module 4, we will talk about articles, concord, and sentences. And we will talk about tenses, gerunds, and participles. Actually, particles, participles, they want to write there. Then active, passive, and infinite or infinitive. And then the last one is modal auxiliaries. We will talk about all these in the course. For those of you that are joining or just joining us, let me quickly tell us again before we go to Unit 1 of this course material. This course material, or this course on its own, GST 102, is a continuation of GST 101. GST 101 taught you or focused on listening abilities, listening and reading. So if you have gone to just 101 and by now you don't know how to listen to someone speaking and getting the best or the most of what the person is saying, then you need to go back to just 101 and read that material again. If by now you don't know how to read very well, you don't know how to quickly scan a book, how to skim a book, how to do slow reading, how to do average reading, then you are not a good product of just 101. So this is a continuation of just 101. It continues from where just 101 stopped. Why just 101 stopped on reading, this one will start with writing and move you to speaking. So this course is basically concerned with writing and speaking. So these 254 pages we are seeing, the old summary of it is that you will learn writing and speaking. So having said that, that takes us to, of course, the Module 1, Unit 1, what we have tonight. We will likely be doing two units per class. There is a tendency for that, but I don't know yet, but let's see. So this is what we have tonight, Unit 1. Under Unit 1, we'll talk about, okay, let me ask us, let's use an icebreaker. I want to make a very sincere apologies. Please, I want to apologize on something. For those of you that are channel members, like you've paid to be channel members and you are hoping, because I said the classes will now be for members only, not for the public. I want to apologize for the arts that is actually disturbing this class, because I have decided that from this class we're actually having now, that we will not be owning art anymore, because since it's now for channel members, you have a serene environment, no art, you enjoy your money in full, you attend class, no distraction. But it's because we have to shift it back to public now. That is why arts are trooping in. So I'm very sorry about that. Let me give a last warning. If you know you've not joined membership, this is the last. I will not do any pity. This will be the last class we will do for public. Try to get those of you that are complaining about not having cards, not go and look for somebody that have cards that will pay for you, or you to go and get a card yourself. This is your education. You should be able to invest into it. Get it, subscribe to membership and join. It's just 3K. When I started this what do we call it, tutorials, if you ask people in the past, people that have graduated, I used to do it 5,000 naira per course. So if you are doing 10 courses, you pay 50,000. But this one is just 3,000. You join with 3,000 naira 1 month. In 1 month, do you know how many courses and how many topics we would have covered in 1 month? So this one is even of more benefit to you than me saying 5,000 naira per course. We have people that have paid that before. We have people that have paid me 10,000 naira per course before for full semester preparation. So this one, I just see it like a bonus. 3,000 is not something that will kill you for 1 full month, and we're having classes every day, excluding just 1 day in a week. So you to just imagine, if I want to use your 3,000 to buy data, is that what I will use for 1 month? So guys, that is a reminder. That is an apologies to those that are members too, because I promised already that there will be no more arts in classes for us to be able to focus, because we paid for the class. So writing paragraphs, topic sentence, and coherence. We want to look at that man called paragraph. Yes, let me use the word man now. There is a man called paragraph. And the work of that man is that when somebody wants to write some pieces of information down about something, or you want to teach people about a concept, and there are quite a lot of things you need to write. You have so many ideas, like you want to have the introduction to that concept, then you want to have definition of terms in that concept, then you want to start with step one. For instance, if I want to teach you how to prepare the African soup, which is the egusi soup, let's assume, though that is, I think you call it melon or something, the egusi soup. Let's say I want to teach you how to cook it, and I want to start my the teaching from how you source for raw materials from the market, the kind of the ingredients you are going to buy, the type of market where you can get them, to when you get home and you start sorting them, and then how you wash them, the first thing you put on fire, and so on and so forth. I will not write all those things in one paragraph. I will need to, if I want my writing to be professional and actually pass the message correctly, then the best practice is for me to write one idea in one paragraph. So the man called paragraph helps me to arrange my ideas in a piece of writing in a very systematic way, such that that man called paragraph can help me hold one idea. So the idea of going to the market will be in one paragraph. So when somebody read paragraph one, the only thing he will learn from paragraph one is how to go to the market and get ingredients. Then in paragraph two, the list of ingredients and their prices. So somebody that read the man paragraph one will not know anything yet about the prices of ingredients, because the prices of ingredients is an idea I present in paragraph two. Then my paragraph three moves on to talk about sorting each of those ingredients when I get back home, how to prepare my pots, how to turn on my gas, the measurement of salt and every seasoning I'm going to use. So when I have done that in paragraph three, then paragraph four may start about the cooking process. So which means the man called paragraph has helped me to arrange the ideas I have individually in a box. Let's consider the man called paragraph as a box that can only contain one thing. In this case, one idea. So when I put the idea of going to the market in box one is filled up. I can't put anything there anymore. So I will need to move to box two, which will become the man number two, or paragraph two, which will now contain the items, the list of items I'm meant to buy and their prices. So what I'm trying to tell us now is like a paragraph is like a box where you can put only one thing. In this case, just one idea. Once you put one idea there, it is filled up. To move to another idea, you will need to you need to open another box, another idea into it. That one too is filled up. Then you move to another idea, you open another box. In essence, I need to tell you guys very clearly, the idea of writing paragraphs means that a paragraph can only contain one idea. So one idea, one paragraph. So if I want to teach you something now, or I want to write something down, and that thing is going to cost me, or it contains about 10 different aspects that I want to view or I want to talk about, then as a professional writer, I will have 10 paragraphs in my writing. That is the idea we're trying to pass. One idea, one paragraph. I want you guys to write it in the chat box. This is an icebreaker. One idea, one paragraph. We have not even we've not started our reading yet. I'm just giving you a picture of what we are going to do in this paragraph. So I want everybody to type. A paragraph is one idea per paragraph. So just type one idea per paragraph. That is all. One idea per paragraph. One idea per paragraph. Let everybody type it. One idea per paragraph. So it will help you to recall in the exam that you cannot put two ideas in one paragraph. That will be wrong. So you people have the picture of paragraphs now. You know what that man called paragraph is. Again, I will say it is like a box, but the box is so small that the only thing it can contain is just one idea, one thing. So when you have two ideas, already you know that what you write down will be in two boxes, two paragraphs. So what are we looking at here in Unit 1? Writing paragraphs, topic sentence, and coherence. And in that, we have the topic sentence, developing the topic, coherence, transitional devices. Those are the things we'll be talking about. And as a form of introduction to this course, to this unit rather, most pieces of writing require more than one paragraph, especially when it is long. So when the idea, the writing is a long one, it's going to require more than one paragraph. You can't put 15 ideas in one paragraph. You can't put two ideas in one paragraph. That is breaking the rule. So mastering the act of writing a paragraph is essential to success in any form of writing. It's essential uh, to success in any form of writing. Thank you, Victor Will. You are welcome to membership. Thank you for joining the membership. So you guys should follow our step. You will not die. 3,000 will not kill you. So uh, I have a question. This is an icebreaker. This is an icebreaker. This is an icebreaker. Okay, so let's try to answer that question. I know that you people already have that picture now. You know the picture of paragraph we're talking about now. So let me move on in my reading. In these longer pieces of writing, paragraphs generally introduce new ideas to develop the central theme. The division into paragraphs also prevents boredom as it provides a physical break on the page. We are only This introduction is trying to give you some insight into the importance of a paragraph. Imagine me wanting to teach you how to cook egusi soup. And then as I started from going to the market, everything is just one straight piece of writing. There is no break, no division. Know that I will read paragraph one and I will break that, okay, wow. So after I have done this, okay, let me go to the next paragraph. Nothing like that. Everything is just on one line, one straight line. No paragraph. You will get bored. You will get lost when you are reading it. Sorry, when you are reading that kind of of writing or essay. So that kind of essay will get you bored. That is why paragraphs are important because they help you to overcome boredom. You already know once you finish reading this part, good, you can move to another part. You finish this part, you move to another part. So we we have okay, let's go to the other part of the introduction. You can see that this introduction is an example. This is paragraph one. It ends on a physical break on the page, full stop. Then they move to paragraph two, still under the introduction, because they've given us one idea in paragraph one. Paragraph two will now talk about another idea. In units one and two, we shall offer you some guidance in writing single paragraphs. In Unit 1, we shall discuss the organization of paragraphs and the elements that make a good paragraph. And after you have developed your skills in paragraph writing, you will be able to use paragraphs successfully in order to write a longer composition. What they are just trying to say here, if you try to bring out the main idea here, one other thing you'll be learning when we get to topic sentence is that you will learn how to fish out, how to sort out the main idea in a paragraph. This course is a very important one, not just for passing the exam. So you will learn how to fish out the main idea in a paragraph. You understand? Like when you see a piece of writing, an essay, and you read paragraph one, you'll be able to ask yourself, okay, this whole thing now written in this paragraph, what is this person actually trying to say? What is the main thing this person is actually trying to say in this paragraph? That is a very high skill in English. So after you have developed, we'll do a lot of practicals. Like I'll be giving you guys a whole lot of assignments in this course. So be ready. And you must submit assignments. It's very important. There will be a lot of assignments in this course, and you must submit the assignment. A lot of people are not chatting. A lot of people are not. You have about 30 of you here online. I'm not seeing any chat here. The chat is so scanty or so. So we move to paragraph 3 of introduction. To help you understand the paragraph given as examples, we have provided a glossary at the end of each paragraph, as well as questions on reading comprehension and vocabulary. So you should try to answer all these questions as they will help you understand the paragraphs. So we are done with the introduction. Already the introduction has given us 3 pictures. That's try to give us a picture of what the use of paragraph. Okay, so I think we're having network. This is so bad. You guys should beg network. We have a lot to do tonight. Network should not mess up. Network should not mess up. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay. So let's see this. Okay, I'm seeing your Moyasuno now. I think it should be a moderator. Where is Mr. Case in this class? He also qualifies for a moderator. He also qualifies for a moderator. So where is okay? I've seen Mr. Case. I've seen Mr. Case. So let's do yours too. Let's do yours too. You qualify. Those are our class captains. So there should be moderators here. Okay, I think fine. All right. So let's move on. Sorry for that short break. Now, objectives. What are the things we should be able to do after we've gone through this unit 1? What are the things we should be able to do after we've gone through this unit 1? So after we are done with unit 1, we'll go back to the objectives and check ourselves. They are like checkpoints. Have you truly gone through this unit? By the end of this unit, you should be able to do this, do this, do this, do this. So at the end of the unit, we'll go back to the objectives and see, have I been able to do this? Have I been able to do this and do that? So under the objective, the aim of this unit is to help you in a systematic manner to write good paragraphs, which means from this night, if you have been writing anyhow before and you don't even know there is something called paragraph in writing, from this night, you should be able to write in paragraphs and understand the reason why you're writing in paragraphs and understand what a paragraph is and the things a paragraph contains. You practice a lot. This course is full of practices, so you should be prepared. So we shall introduce you to the elements that go into the organization of a good paragraph. And those elements are the topic sentence, the development of the topic, connection between the sentences, the use of transitional devices. Then at the end of this unit, you should be able to write well-organized paragraphs of your own. That is the aim. You should be able to write well-organized paragraphs of your own. Don't forget again, I will keep reminding us time to time that the focus of GST102 is to produce in you a good writer and a good speaker. It's as simple as that. Very simple. Good writer, good speaker. That is the work of GST102. I hope you guys can still hear me. I hope this thing is going well. Can you guys still hear me? And okay, thank you. So let's get to business, the main business. Open your mind now and let's get to it. The topic sentence. Now, don't forget that what we're trying to say, what we are trying to read about in this mode 1 is paragraph on its own. And I already gave an analogy the other time that a paragraph is like a small box that can only contain one idea. But that box is made up of things. You actually know that you need to use some ingredients to build the box, even though it's a small one, but there will be things you will need to use in building that small box. So what are the things we use in building that small box, that man called paragraph. One of them is a topic sentence. One of the ingredients you use in building a paragraph is called the topic sentence. Let's all type it in the chat box. Topic sentence. If you are still here with me, let me see that flowing in now. The topic sentence. Now, what's the work of the topic sentence in writing the paragraph? You already know that any longer piece of writing is divided into number of paragraphs. That means once what I want to write is going to contain more than one idea and it's going to be very long, I will no longer be able to write it into one single box because the box is very small. So I will need to divide it into number of paragraphs. That means one paragraph, one idea. The number of ideas I actually have that I want to pass in that piece of writing will determine how many paragraphs I will form. Have you ever considered what a paragraph is? Now, guys, icebreaker. We need to read this very loud and clear. We need to understand it. We need to digest it. We need to chew it. Well, I think this is a regular TMA question, actually. A paragraph is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. A paragraph is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. A paragraph is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. That is what a paragraph is. That is the standard definition of a paragraph. It, you know, controlled by a central controlling idea or what we call theme. Well, I won't start telling you this is where they ask question or this is where they don't ask question. Let's just continue reading. We're here to read. We are not yet here for exam. We are here to understand. Now, this I'm talking about that controls or that unifies a paragraph. When we say it's unified, it is unified by a central controlling idea. And that idea could also be referred to as the theme. What we're talking about is that in a paragraph, there will be, like I've been saying, that there is one idea that you want to pass in that paragraph. And that idea, any other thing you will write in that paragraph, it will evolve around that single idea. It's just like you explaining that single idea or describing that single idea or giving example of that single idea. But in any case, it will always be that single idea, and every other thing you write in that paragraph will only evolve around it. That is why they said a paragraph is a piece of writing, number one, which is unified. That means there is unity in that paragraph. And what is that unity? Where is it from? Or how did it come about? It comes about through a central controlling idea or theme. That idea or the theme of the paragraph, idea of the paragraph is also known as the theme of the paragraph. So that idea is one controlling every other thing. So if you want to talk about how to go to the market to purchase ingredients for preparing your egusi soup in paragraph 1, everything you'll be writing there, you watch it that it doesn't go outside the idea of going to the market. So once you start entering, then you wash your pot, then you put groundnut oil or red oil or anything in a paragraph you've designated for writing on how to go to the market. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. It means you've deviated from the central controlling idea. So your paragraph is incorrect. We are going to use several examples. I'll give you guys several homework for you to check how to professionally write a paragraph to know if you have entered another idea or you are still on that idea. So a paragraph, on the last note, is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. I want everybody that is here now to type that. Type it. A paragraph is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. And I believe we all know what that definition represents now because I've given proper explanation on it. So A paragraph is a piece of writing which is unified by a central controlling idea or theme. Now, this idea or theme is called the topic of the paragraph. This idea or theme that we're talking about is also known as the topic of the paragraph. This is a question in TMA. I am so certain of this. In fact, it's a question they repeat every year. Well, TMA, they don't usually ask new question in TMA. It's always a constant. So this idea or theme is called the topic of the paragraph. This idea or theme is called the topic of the paragraph. This idea or theme is called the topic of the paragraph. The topic of the paragraph. So let's test ourselves and see where we get. All right, let's continue. We're still reading about a paragraph. So it is sometimes expressed at some place in the paragraph by one, which is usually the topic sentence. Okay. Let's calm down now and understand it better. We're talking about a paragraph. And I told you that it's like a small box containing just one idea. And from the definition of a paragraph, you already know that that is one controlling the whole box. So the movement of the box, the weight of the box, you understand, is dependent on the idea you put inside. So this idea is also called the theme or the topic of the paragraph. But there's something you need to know about the topic sentence. About the idea that is controlling the paragraph. That single idea that you are developing in that paragraph, and that is the main thing controlling the paragraph. There is one sentence you will use to announce that idea out in that paragraph. There's always one sentence you use to announce the idea that you are passing in that paragraph out in that paragraph. That idea is what we call the topic sentence. So the topic sentence of